Okay, welcome to another Deal Structure Sunday, and a little bit different because we have, I was going to say three of us, but four of us on for a Deal Structure Sunday. That's a little bit different because we have with us Mike McCready's from California, a High Six Associate and Certified Coach, and Greg and Cami Gausha from Ohio, High Six members, newly upgraded High Six members. So I might ask you guys about that towards the end, but welcome to the Deal Structure Sunday, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Let's do this, Mike, because you did the deal with them. I'll start it off, but you guys, I want you to be able to chime in. So let's go with the source first.
Okay.
Got it. So the source is a home, a basic
Expired.
It's expired.
Yeah, it's an expired.
Expired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you guys find it? And Mike, maybe you can chime in on any nuances, like how they found it, how long it took, all that stuff. You guys, I'll let you guys toss that around.
Yeah. So this was their very first take, and right, Greg? I mean, this was the first house. So it was a learning process in the beginning, right? Of course, to get up to speed and fill up the funnel. But they found this one off of their slide broadcast, right? Expired list.
Yes.
And Greg, you can go ahead and chime in from here how you opened up that conversation, because that was all you on that first one when you had with him.
Yeah, got it. So we had a conversation. Guy actually got a hold of him, and he was frustrated with the fact that it had been vacant since January of this year. And we started talking at the end of July, and a realtor tried to sell it, started out and didn't get anything out of the whole situation, dropped the price 3 different times. And he's actually owned the home for almost 16 years and used it as a rental for 15 years. And, he's an investor and was looking for a better deal and didn't want to pay realtor fees because they weren't going anywhere with that too. And we talked probably off and on probably 4 or 5 times before he finally said, yeah, let's put this deal together.
Okay, so a couple of cool things I caught, Mike, that I scribbled, and you can chime in. But one was, so they lowered it 3 times, and then that price, the lowest price, is that what you guys got it at? No,
we actually where we have it at now is what he was at the lowest price, but he actually wanted, it was 84.9 is what we've actually bought it now, but the original time was 92.9.
Okay,
and I
good.
said, sure,
We took it at 92. They took it to market, got some feedback from the market, and went back to the seller and asked them to lower it to be competitive.
Okay. So that's a cool technique that I want the listeners to hear. So, and this was what type of deal? What did you guys structure?
Sandwich.
Okay, so even on a sandwich, because AOs, I think the listeners are used to hearing us say, just take it and go back. But cool for the listeners to know.
Yeah, we wanted to do that because it's not a high-end property, but he was tired of dealing with renters, and I kind of didn't want to deal with renters, so we were hoping he'd do that, but he didn't want to do that, which is fine.
But I just think it's cool you went back to him. So for the viewers, you can always go back. Mike, you've done it with your deals. You can always go back and renegotiate these things.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing's set in stone. I mean, the contract is just basically, on our side, is allowing us to go to the market to market the property, right? Nothing's set in stone until the buyer is ready to buy, right? We can always go back and change things. So,
Real cool.
Beautiful thing.
That's actually where I got Mike involved, was to go back for a lower price, because it was 8-10 days prior to the end of our 90-day agreement, and they were getting antsy and they wanted to pull it and cancel it. In fact, they actually sent me an email the day before, so we're ready to terminate it now.
And we had a buyer that day.
We had a buyer that same day.
These are great nuances, though, for everybody.
Yeah, a lot of pivot.
We're also saying things that we assume, because we're in the Wicked Smart community, that everybody understands. So we said things like 90 days to market, slide broadcast. Some viewers have no clue what we're talking about. So the 90-day to market, Mike, if you want to just address that, how we do that sometimes, just for the viewers' sake, and then slide broadcast too. Why don't you explain both of those?
Yeah, so we normally sign up our contracts with our sellers with the 90-day marketing period. Typically, I mean, from my experience, and mostly from your side too, Chris, I think selling the homes is around the average of a 60 to 90 days. I mean, sometimes it can happen in a week, right? But
Right.
um, on average, kind of like this one, it's going to take a unique buyer since it did need a little bit of work inside. So it's not going to sell right off the shelf in the first couple days. So it did happen around our average, which is great. We lowered it in perfect timing to make the deal happen. And our slide broadcast is basically a service, an online site that allows you to send out a list of numbers to voicemail boxes with your message. And what we do is we basically return the phone calls to the ones who call us back who are still interested in selling. So we can send, several hundred at a time to kind of be more efficient with our phone calls and our marketing.
Nice. So thanks for filling in the gaps. I'm just scribbling notes as we go. All right, so back to the deal. You guys got it for 84.9 after you went back, and you sold it for how much?
We sold it, actually, I'm sorry, we took it for 70,000. I'm sorry.
We sold it for
We sold it for
84.9.
84.9.
Okay, sorry, 70,000. Okay, and then so 15 grand on the markup.
Yep.
The monthly mortgage payment to the seller's bank
Is 718,
and you got how much on the open market?
857.
857.
Okay, and then what's this term? I didn't ask that.
48 months.
Oh, sweet. 48 months for your first deal is pretty cool, actually. Side note. All right, so payday one with this buyer. It's a small house. So what's the buyer? What do you guys do there?
So they're bringing in 3% down, but they're going to pay $1,200 every 90 days to get to that 10% mark. So the, first payday down payment eventually will be $84.90.
Okay, exactly. 10%. Great.
Plus the first month's rent we got.
Right.
Okay, plus first month's rent. Okay, super cool. The viewers should know this by now, but in case there's someone new watching, all our contracts, I think I started this back in, 2014. Someone gave me the idea. I won't take credit for it. Saying that our payments will start 30 days after our buyers take occupancy. And the logic is very simple. And when you talk to a seller, it is that if they ask, it's that the mortgages are paid in arrears. Why would I pay for that first of the month when I take occupancy if it was for the month before? We weren't in your house. Did this seller ask that, you guys?
No.
Most don't.
It was pretty easy. Yeah, that one was easy.
Okay, so it's 84.90 plus 857.
Yeah.
So about $9,000. Let's just round up.
Right.
Correct.
Or is that rounding down? Whatever. $9,000. Okay, and then the spread times 48 months is how much?
75.36.
75.36. In the back end, the 15 grand markup minus minus the down payment plus the principal pay down
is $12,170.
So what is the principal pay down? Curious on that small payment.
$121.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you got? Like almost 30 grand there?
Yes.
Yeah. Close to 30.
28,000.
30 grand on a $70,000 purchase.
Yeah,
That's not even financing. That's a pretty cool little deal.
pretty amazing. Yeah.
Great. Mike, any nuances or anything you want to add to this? And then I'd ask Greg and Kimmy after he's done to just talk about, because it was your first deal, any ahas, any learning curves, any confidence change after the deal, So Mike, you first.
I mean, being their first deal, I think it was a great deal to be their first one, right? Because they learned so much, right? And getting paid at the same time doing it, where else can you do that? But I feel like this one, it got a lot of traffic because of the price range, right? So that gave them a lot of experience dealing with different types of buyers calling in, and there was tons of different types of buyers calling in, I must say, on this one. So we had to really weed out the renters, the glorified renters, and really get down to a true buyer who was really interested in taking this property on because there was a little work needed to do inside of it. So, look, we found a unique buyer through terms. I mean, this is what we offer. It's great. Both sides won on this deal, seller and buyers. It's just a great thing, right? You're helping both sides. We're doing good out there in the community and making money at the same time. So it was a great first deal. Hey, almost 30 grand for on a $70,000 house. You can't beat that.
Okay,
Over
so
40% profit. That's great.
I got a slight comment based on what you said, Mike. At the end, you said something really cool, making money while learning, but you also said making money while helping everyone too. And if I was to talk, I said it the other night at a RIA, like who wants to make more money? Some people don't want to go, yeah, I want to make more money. But if you say who wants to help a whole boatload of people and slam and transform your money situation, now all the hands go up every time.
Yeah.
So if you guys could, if the viewers could sit in on any of our high six calls or the authority sprint calls, you'll find out, and Mike's part of that group too, that every one of them want to help people. It's an underlying core thing that they go, oh yeah, that's why I did this. That's what our niche does.
It's so great. There's so much that we all that we have so much in common. All of us that are part of the Smart Real Estate Coach community. It's amazing how we all have the same vision and goals and whys. I mean, they're all pretty close, right? So
yeah, they're intertwined.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So you guys, any ahas? Talk about you.
Tons of them.
Huh?
Tons of them.
Tons? What's your biggest one out of this deal? In leading up to it, because now you're in motion. Now you get stuff going on.
Yeah. Well, the first biggest one that I can think of is you really have to talk to the buyers about, do you have at least 3% available down to even get into this house?
To even talk.
It weeds out a ton of buyers because they're mostly renters. And it took me a while to get that figured out because I was just letting everybody go through thinking I'm going to create an emotional attachment, blah, blah, blah. But if they don't have the money, they don't have the money. It's not going to change anything. So I started doing what Mike suggested, which was have that conversation before you even let them, get in the home, because you're just wasting a lot of time and you're having a lot of traffic through the house that's unnecessary. So I think that was probably my biggest one. I mean, there were a lot of them, but I think that's really helped now on our other properties because I'm able to target those people more quickly and weed the ones out that don't need to be going through the house at all. So I think that's the biggest.
It's just a quick pre-qualification, right? Just a few quick questions. If they're totally objecting the down payment part of it, then they're kind of probably not going to be the right person to buy the house, right? So just a few questions and moving on to the next step saves a lot of time, saves a lot of your time, right? And you can become more efficient. So.
Right.
Yeah. So you guys are poised. Real quick, what do you have going on for new stuff in the works with Mike? Like how many takings do you have to date, and what do you have going on in the works? Kind of 10,000-foot view, just so these viewers know. And then when did you start with us?
Yeah. So we actually have four taken right now.
Nice.
We're actually I've got one contract out and looking hopefully get a sign on that here very quickly. So that's great. We actually did get two more taken a few months ago, but it was ironic that they actually turned around a few days later and they wanted to do an agreement with their family members. So
okay, you can't help that.
we can't help that, but that's part of the business, definitely.
Yeah.
But we're hoping they come back.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully the family can't get financing like everybody else.
Yeah, you nailed it. And we started out, signed on with SREC back in late February as starters. And it literally took us 6 months right to the nose to get this first taken.
Oh, that's sweet. I didn't know that. Truly, that's why I'm asking you guys. That's really cool. And you guys upgraded at QLS. So you went February, March, April, May, June, July, August as starters. And then you did high six in September-ish.
Yes, correct.
Awesome. Well, congrats for your success. And Mike, as a coach, I just think it's so cool because you got some deals popping. as one of our coaches, which is really cool for the viewers to know. Because that all came about, I think you guys started coaching, all three of you, Link and Bill, when? What month?
I started, I would say in December, about a year ago.
About a year ago. Yeah, cool.
About a year ago when I started my first 90-day jumpstart group. So, yeah.
All right. I got a shout out for the viewers before we wrap up this deal structure, just to get their butt to the event. I don't care when this thing airs. I think it's going to air for the new year, but they should get to the Business Scaling Secrets event in April and the QLS live event in September. Do you guys have comments on why that's important for them? Talk to the people that don't, like, they know about the community, but they've never been to an event.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I mean, you're going to learn tons of stuff at the event. Chris always has great content, and definitely much more valuable than what you're going to pay to go there, for sure. And then not only that, you're going to be rubbing shoulders with other people, networking. The discussions in the hallways, like we always talk about, are so invaluable, right? That you're just going to pick up just naturally, just being there in person, you know, and that's the part that I look forward to. I always pick up so much just talking to my peers, and such a great event. Every event is such a great and positive thing, and very valuable.
How about you guys? How many events have you gone to, and then why should they go?
Go ahead.
Well, I have just been to the one QLS. Greg went to both the BSS and the QLS last year. So I am really looking forward to going to both of them in 2020. I think the one thing that I'm most excited about in going to both events is the encouragement that you get when you're there, because you all have those moments where you're like, nothing is going right. But the momentum that we had leaving QLS has lasted into, you know, it's December. And so it's 3 months later. And so we're still on a high from that.
Love
and
it.
I'm so excited about April, because I just want to keep that momentum going. And it's just going to be exciting to see what happens after those events to our business. And so I'm really looking forward to April.
And I'll tell you guys, you know we do this, but we up our game every event. We hired an event planner for the first time. She'll be on video soon with us. We're already weekly working on QLS with her for 1 hour a week. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Wow.
And that's we're a year out almost. So they're both going to be amazing events. The High Six Mastermind, which will be a first for you guys live, Greg and Cammie. Yeah, I know you've done the video ones with us.
Yeah.
We're going to bring in some really cool surprise people. So it's just going to be a great couple days. So I appreciate you guys being on. This was a bit longer than usual on purpose with the four of us on. So appreciate you guys being on. And you guys, the viewers, BizScaling, bizscaling.com, I think. And if not, it's on the website. And QLSlive.com. But either way, go to smartrealestatecoach.com and get registered. We'd like to see you there. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being on.
Thanks.